All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our today's session, taking control of your business finances the Sage way. I believe most of us are here to take control of their business in the next level, or maybe you want to expand. But let's have a discussion. Let's see how well can we make our business better. So sometimes challenges come in terms of visibility. Sometimes challenges come in terms of control, whether it's stock. But Sage is here to support us. Sage is here to ensure that we are taking control of our business now, our finances, the right way. So at this moment, I want to welcome Delight. But for me, I'm your host, Ibrahim Sungu. I'm the Group Sales and Marketing Manager. So happy to see you. Just settle in. If you have a cup of coffee, feel free to enjoy. And just some house rules. On your panel top there, you will see there is a chat icon. You can feel free to share your messages there. There is a question and answer aspect there. Feel free to respond to some of the questions that will be floating on to your end. And there is also a space to raise your hand. Feel free to just raise your hand at the moment all your mics are off, just to ensure that we are having a conversation. But towards the end of this session, we'll be opening the mic so that we can all engage, so that we can all feel how Sage is going to support us, support our businesses to the next level. Feel free also to react if you feel the conversation is touching you. Feel free to react with a happy reaction, and yeah, we can get started. But over and above, just settle in. And if you also have colleagues and friends, feel free to share the link. I'll drop the link on the chat so that we can start, all of us, and enjoy this session. To you, Delight. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Particular thank you to the Sage team for joining us here with our efforts to reach out and start building connection through our customer base, which we share jointly with Sage. I want to recognize Mageshni, who is a product specialist. I want to recognize Suval, who is a regional representative for Africa from Sage. I want to also recognize, I believe he's on the call, Jerry Skay, who's account manager for South Africa from Sage. Thank you all for taking time through, in your busy schedules just to spend time with us and supporting our initiatives. It's something we want to build on, that relationship, to work together to, build our customer base. Um, Obviously, there are EXCO members who are present here, which I also would like to recognize. I see Louis and Simbarashe. Thank you guys for taking time in your day to be with us. Essentially, the idea here was just to showcase the entry-level software, which is Sage Accounting and Sage Payroll, a product that is a place where most of our customers will start their journey on the Sage product stack, where any small business can have a sense or start to get a better sense of how um, their financials are going, or how their payroll is.
Do you want to perform fine?
How their payroll is running using the business information technology tools that we provide. But just to get a high level sense of who we are, Omni is a business that was started in 1997 with the vision of being a truly Pan-African ICT partner. We've grown to have offices in South Africa, Zimbabwe, Mozambique, Zambia, Malawi, Botswana, and we are operational in Angola, Namibia, and Kenya at the moment. This is not just to boast or to brag, but to show our presence and our prowess and our ability to cover a wide range of different sectors and countries within Africa, but also delivering ERP, cloud, payroll, and infrastructure solutions that are tailored for African businesses. Our mission is simple, to help businesses like yours to unlock efficiency by aligning emerging client needs with rapidly evolving technology. And we do this with core values that drive our daily operations, which is honesty, loyalty, commitment, and consistency and respect. Our offerings span, like I mentioned, the full technology stack. On the business software side, we are certified across all major Sage platforms. So Sage 50, 200, Evolution, Sage 300 ERP, and People, Premier Payroll, and the cloud native software, which we're talking about today, Sage Business Cloud Accounting and Payroll, as well as the Intact platform. We support infrastructure and hardware, and we're certified with various partners in that space, namely HP, Dell, Lenovo. So we can give you the hardware, we can give you the software, and we support both. And we have a dedicated training division delivering Sage certified or accredited learning and financial systems across the product stack. So we are there not just to enable your software, but to help you get maximum return on that software as well. So that's what we can do for your business. Our major differentiators as a company is that we are Pan-African in our footprint, so we cover all the countries that I've mentioned, but are reaching out to more. Recently, we're engaging in DRC and Rwanda. We've got engagements there with potential growth opportunities in those countries. We're multi-vertical, so we don't segregate according to what you are, your field is, whether you're in manufacturing, education, public sector, or donor funding space. We speak your language. We are able to deliver a tailored solution for your vertical. And like I said we are certified in we have certified partnerships with various businesses, including Sage, HP, Microsoft. So we can really provide a complete solution for your business. And we offer rapid response ethos where we have an SLA that we will respond to your query within 24 hours. But just to speak to our partnership with Sage, our relationship with Sage spans over 2 decades. We are among the most experienced and credentialed Sage partner in Africa, if there's such a word. We don't just sell Sage, we understand how to implement it, support it, and align it to your business strategy. We have certified consultants from every major Sage module across payroll, HR, finance, and business intelligence, as well as compliance. Whether you need a Sage 300 people in Malawi or Sage Intact in Kenya or a Premier Payroll in Mozambique, we deliver with consistency and local knowledge and excellence. At this point, we want to showcase the product, and I'd like to invite Mageshni onto the platform just to go through the product that we are showcasing today, which are Sage Business Cloud Accounting and Sage Business Payroll. As I've mentioned, these are the entry-level software in the Sage product stack, the ones for the small, what used to be called mom and pop businesses, but the entry-level software that will allow you to start tracking your business, even if its turnover or user count is low. Mageshni, I give the floor to you.
Thank you very much, Delight. Good morning, everybody. Thank you all for joining the session this morning. So I will be taking you through a very high-level overview of the Sage Business Cloud Accounting solution. If you do have any questions, you are free to ask your questions, preferably at the end of the session or when I'm done, rather, so that I can answer all of your questions together. You can also just pop it in the chat box as we're going along, and we'll take note of that as well. Okay, so I hope everybody can see my screen currently. So this is basically me logged in already to Sage Business Cloud Accounting. And here, as soon as you log in, it will take you through to your dashboard. So as you can see, we have banking history, sales, customers by sales, selling items, top suppliers, and the list goes on. So in terms of the dashboard, you can customize it accordingly. So if you go to dashboard options, add widget, there is a bunch of widgets that you can basically select or deselect depending on what you would like to see every time you log into Sage Accounting. And this is specific to each user as well. But before we get into the details, we're just going to look at the company settings first, because typically you need to make sure that your company is set up correctly before you actually go in and start making use of Sage Accounting. So here's your company details, which you would insert on here, your postal address, your physical address. Other company information they're referring to is anything other than your physical address as well. Like here you see I have telephone number, email, and website address. So if that is the type of information you want reflecting on your documents, this is where you'll insert it so that it automatically prints on your documents as well. Here we have email. So it gives you the option to put in your email address that you would like the system to send from, and then you'll tick the box, use this email for communication. But we also have the option that says use mail-service at accounting. And the only reason you'll select this box is if, for example, if the system fails to send from your address that you would have inserted in here, it will send from our Sage server on your behalf. So it is advisable to have both these boxes ticked so that your emails are always going out to your customers. There is also an option here to CC yourself. So if you need to always keep track of what's being sent, you can just add your email in there and then tick always CC this email. Here, there is additional company information, so statutory information, SARS, tax, etc. So you can just fill that out in there. We also have something that's called a customer zone setting. So what that means is that you will be able to enable this for your customers so that when you send them an invoice or a statement, there will be a link on that email where they can click on the link, insert the unique access code, and be able to see their full account history. So they'll be able to see all invoices processed to them, their statement history, what is due, what is paid. And if you're using an online payment gateway, such as Netcash, for example, then your customers will also be allowed to pay you online via the customer zone. And you can also pay your suppliers through Sage, which I'll show you as we go along. In terms of general settings, this is your financial years. So you can create as many financial years as you need to. Let's say, for example, you are currently using Excel and you need to actually backdate till the year 2020 till current. That's no problem. The system allows for you to go as far back as you would like and then basically just reprocess or capture that information going forward. We also have a lockdown date option available here. And what that means is that if you set a lockdown date, no transaction can be processed or edited up until the date that is in here. So if you don't want people to go back to the previous year or the previous months, you can always come in and update this lockdown date so that it restricts users from going back and processing and editing up until the date you would have chosen. Rounding is an option, so you can round up, round down, normal rounding, or no rounding. Regional settings is also available here. Customer and supplier settings, you can read through this and then tick and untick what is suitable specific to your business. So basically, display inactive customers when processing. One, if a duplicate invoice number is used, a reference number is used, etc. So read through that and select the options necessary. Same applies with item settings. So there is a bunch of settings here where you do not allow quantities to go below 0, one when the cost is 0, and we also have two different item settings available here. So basically, we have a standard system, which means that it does not integrate to general ledger. So what happens is that if you need to calculate the movement of your items, you'll have to do it manually and then process a journal entry to update on your balance sheet. But if you use our advanced inventory system, which is basically the perpetual inventory system, that means it's fully integrated. It automatically calculates the movement of the items for you, and you don't have to do anything manually, leaving no room for errors. So if inventory and items is important to you, it is very important to consider the advanced inventory module as well, so that everything's automatically calculated. Down here we have price lists, so you can create as many price lists as you need to. The system does not restrict you to that, and you can link a price list either to a customer's account, and you'll also have it on your item file as well. Time tracking is an additional module. So if you are billing for time, let's say you're a photographer, you're a consultant, you're a plumber, and you actually charge customers for the time that you're spending with them, that's when you'd make use of time tracking, where you can actually capture your time, invoice time, and run reports specific to that as well. Outstanding balances is basically your aging, so you can run your aging based on due date or invoice date here. We also have VAT settings available, so if you are VAT compliant, you'll be able to set up either invoice-based, payments-based, or no VAT. Your VAT percentages is automatically loaded in here for you, but for whatever reason, if you need to create your own, you can. So you can put in your own description, and then you'll also put in your own VAT percentage and make use of it from here. Documents and statements. So here is where you can put in all your statement messages that you want customers to see in any of these aging periods. It can be a customized message, not just banking details. You can add whatever you would like there. In terms of document numbers, you can put in your own document numbers to use as well. So you don't have to use the numbers that the system's giving you. You can customize that, especially if you're coming from a different system where you already have a numbering sequence. You can just put in the next number to use, and that's what the system will follow. In terms of document descriptions, you can change the document names. So here you see I've changed a quotation to be called a customer pro forma. So what will happen is that every time I print a quote or email a quote, it's not going to say quotation, it's going to say pro forma on it, because that's the way I would like it set up. So if you need to change your document names, you will be able to do that here as well, and it will print an email with the name that you've updated it to be. Customer document messages, so you can add in your banking details, terms and conditions, or anything really that you want reflecting at the bottom of these documents. Same applies to your suppliers as well. And then in terms of invoice and statement layouts, we have about 11 to 12 default layouts that you will be able to choose from. As you can see, I have a lot of customized ones. But the system does give you the ability to customize your documents. So you can download the custom layout designer and basically customize it. If you want to add additional logos, if you want to remove fields, add fields, anything you want to do on it, you will be able to customize it. Under branding is where we'll be able to upload your logo. So you need to make sure it's in one of these file formats. You'll select either top left or top right. And if you preview, it'll basically just show you what your logo is going to look on the document itself. User-defined fields is basically for any additional information you want reflecting under your customers, suppliers, items, etc. So if there's anything additional, like for example, medical aid name, number, all of those things, you can add it on and then just insert the fields. Same applies to document and transactions. So if what we have as standard is not enough for you, you can go use the user-defined fields as well. Email signatures, we do have standard email signatures here that looks like this, but you can customize your own signatures as well. So you'll say add signature, choose your document it's meant for. You can select your placeholder there as well and basically just create your own email signature. Multi-currency is also an additional module on this package. So if you are trading in different currencies, you will be able to add this package on. What's so good about this is that we get our exchange rates from a site that's called openexchangerates.org. So that means it's always up to date. You're not manually putting in exchange rates. The system calculates it for you. It does, however, give you the ability to amend the rates while processing, or you can amend it here. So if you want to use a specific rate for a certain period of time, you will be able to say here, and that's the rate that the system will use for that time. Or you can just change it while processing. That option is also available. If we quickly look at our customers, so transactions is actually all the documents that you're able to process. So we allow for quotes, sales orders, invoices, recurring invoices, credit notes, receipts, write-offs, and adjustments. Adjustments are journal entries. They are just called adjustments here on the cloud. And let's go into a document to show you how easy it is to actually capture and process your information. Now remember, same applies for suppliers in terms of the processing. The screens are the same, it looks the same, but of course the documents differ based on what you would have chosen or selected. So here if we choose a customer's account, it already picks up the address, the VAT number from the customer's master file that you would have saved. And then down here, it allows you to process to an item. So this can be a physical stock item. It can also be a service item if you do run services. So here is a service item. And you can also process to an account, which is a general ledger account as well. So if you're in a field where you don't actually want to process to an item because items is not what you do, that's 100% fine. You can process to a GL account as well. As you can see, item number 1 came up with the price already. That's because I set up the price on the item itself. But these two had 0, so I had to manually insert. The system is flexible, so it will also allow for you to manually change it. So let's say, for example, the price changed. I forgot to update the price on the item file. I can basically just go in and type in the new price like that, and then it updates accordingly. We're currently using the default modern layout. So if we say print preview, this is basically what the layout will look like after you've processed your document. We'll just give it a minute to load. There we go. So it gives you your tax invoice details, your company information, the customer's information, your logo, which you would have inserted on the company settings, and then details of what you've actually captured on this document. At the bottom, it gives you your totals, what's due, and then remember on the company settings, we had our banking details under the customer document message. That's where it will sit on the document itself. From this page, it does give you the ability to go and save it to PDF, Excel, text, image, etc. You can also print the document. You can also email the document from here as well. So there's multiple options in terms of getting the document printed or emailed, or even just saved as a PDF if you need to. Down here, it also allows you to print the delivery note. So it gives you the option to print invoice and delivery note or email invoice and delivery note. There's also an email option there just for the document itself, and then you can just save a new if you're okay with it and want to send it out later on. In terms of reports, so we have the customer statement run. This basically allows you to send multiple statements in one go to all of your customers. Your sales by customer, sales by sales rep if you have sales reps. Customer balances days outstanding is your age analysis. You have a statement. This is if you're sending out 1 or 2 statements, that's when you'll use this option. Transactions report is your detailed ledger. And then we have reports by document as well. Special is something you're going to find on every option that basically allows you to adjust opening balances if you do need to make any changes to the opening balances. Here is where you'd find time tracking, as I've mentioned earlier. Debtors Manager is also an additional module here where it basically allows you to create your own aging period as well as workflow. So if we go to outstanding invoices workflow, you can click on the plus, you can put in your number of days, and you can also tick on the box that says send email. So what this means is that you will be customizing each email per aging period. Of course, the older your invoice is outstanding, the more aggressive your email will become, and this will automatically then send to customers as well. So you can also add in non-payment reasons, action codes, and actually link it to the documents itself. And in terms of the communication run, you'll put in a workflow actions reached up until a certain day. I'm just going to put in a random date here. And then preview communication. And then here you see, after 7, 60, 90 days, these are the number of documents that is outstanding. These are the amounts. And then I have the option to send an email only. So you can either exclude from the communication run or you can send the email where it will send that customized email you've created in that particular aging period to your customers. Moving on to suppliers. So here is where you'd be able to process purchase orders, invoices, returns, payments. Remember I mentioned you can pay your suppliers through Sage. So under supplier batch payment, this is where you can come in to actually pay your suppliers. So it'll show you your outstanding suppliers, with the balances, you'll insert the amount to pay and you'll click pay now. This works with Netcash. So you need to, of course, have Netcash linked to your account in order to pay your suppliers through Sage. It's a lot easier. You don't have to log into your internet banking. You don't have to double check what the amounts are. It all is on the screen for you. You can just select what amount you'd like to pay and then confirm. Simple and done. It also allows you to allocate your payments here and then your adjustments, which is journal entries. In terms of reports, so is your purchases by supplier, days outstanding, which is your age analysis, statement, transaction report, and then by document as well. Items, if we look at the item master file, I just want to give you an idea of what that looks like. So that's your code, your description. You can have a category, so you can create multiple categories. Physical or service item, it gives you the opening cost quantity there as well. And then your pricing. So you can put in your default price list here. And at the bottom here is your item accounts. So please take note, if you do not have advanced inventory, you won't see inventory and you won't see item adjustments account. The only accounts you'll have is your sales and your cost of sales account. But as soon as you purchase the advanced inventory module, you will be able to see the inventory account as well as the item adjustments account. And that's how the inventory account gets affected automatically as you process within Sage. Here is where you'll see all your price lists that you created, and this is where you can come in and put in the pricing per price list as well. So that when you're processing, it will automatically pull this pricing. And if you don't want to use the default price, but you want to use a different price list, it allows you to select which price list you would like to use while processing as well. Under transactions is where you'd go to item adjustments. That's where you can adjust the cost or the quantity of the item. And then adjust selling prices, where you can adjust the selling prices. Let's say if there's a price increase by 5% across the board, you can basically update it in that way, or you can update it per item as well. And then in terms of reports, you have your sales per item, purchases per item, item movement, item valuation, item quantities. Now let's move on quickly to banking. This is a very nice topic to talk about, because in terms of banking, we do have something that's called automatic bank feeds. Now, what that means is that you can link your internet banking to Sage and it will automatically bring in the transactions for you. So it brings in the date, the description, the amounts. Under type is where you need to allocate it either to an account, customer, supplier, transfer, or VAT. And then under selection is where you would need to select the relevant account that it must go to. If you're not comfortable with the bank feed option, we do have the option to import your statement. So you can download your statement either in an OFX or a CSV format, browse and import your file, where it still brings in the date, description, and amounts. And then under type and selection is where you would go to allocate it to the respective accounts. I just want to show you one thing here as well. So in terms of this little icon, it says create rule. What that means is that, let's say, for example, you have a customer that always pays you with the same reference, or you always pay your supplier with the same reference. You can create a rule that says every time the system finds ATM, for example, it must automatically allocate it to that supplier. So here, we'll just type in ATM and we'll save. So the next time, it looks like I already have the same description. Let's just add one there. Okay. Let's just be random, okay? But I'm sure you get the drift. So the next time it finds that description, it will automatically allocate it to this supplier. So you don't have to manually do it. And you can obviously go in and just double check that everything's fine. This icon next to that with the arrow pointing left and right allows you to split the transaction. So let's say, for example, you paid a supplier, or you paid multiple suppliers, and it needs to go to a GL account as well. So in this case, you can add additional lines. You can link it to one of the GL accounts, and you can also link it to another supplier. Let's say it was a bulk payment that you did, and therefore it needs to be split. So this is how you can come in to split it. Of course, you need to make sure your split total is exact as what it should be. There shouldn't be any remainder. And then save. And that way you're killing 3 birds with 1 stone, because you brought in one figure, but you just split it accordingly to the accounts that it should go to, instead of making 3 separate payments, for instance. So that's split payments. This icon is for attachments. So if you need to add any attachments, And this is for your own records only. So
Sorry, Magesh. I don't know if it's just me. It looks like you're stuck on one page. I don't know if you want to refresh or something.
I'm on the banking. Do
Okay.
you see banking? But I'll just refresh.
All right, thanks.
Just let me know if you can see the banking page or if you're seeing something else.
Anyone else can just comment. Maybe it's just my side.
No, it looks fine on my side, Delight.
Yeah, it's just,
Okay.
yeah, we can
Okay.
see the banking.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Thanks. Okay, yeah. So what I was saying is in terms of attachments, that is just for your own information. So of course, you can add attachments to any transaction within Sage, and it's just like a storage space for you if you need to find something. If you're sending, for example, an invoice to a customer that has an attachment linked to it, that attachment won't be sent, it would just be the document itself. So it's just for storage purposes. And then this icon with the arrows pointing right is for the allocation. So this is where you can allocate your receipt or your payment to outstanding invoices from here and save so that you know your statement's clean as well. Yeah, so you can have multiple bank accounts here. If you want to set up bank feeds, you can go here to transactions, manage bank feeds. That's where you do the setup. We also have an option to reconcile your banks and credit cards on here. And if you want to do the mapping rules, you can actually go ahead and do it before you start importing. So under banking list, bank statement mapping rules, this is where you can come in to create all of the rules that you need to be linked accordingly so that it's just easier when you start bringing in transactions. In terms of reporting, so there's your transactional report, cash movement, cash flow, as well as the bank feed audit trail. Accounts is just your general ledger accounts where it gives you your account transactional report as well. And then accountant's area allows you to invite your accountant, send a note to your accountant, process journals or recurring journals. This is what the journal entries look like here on the cloud. So you have an effect of debit or credit. You'd select an account. Your buy affecting account would then be your contra account as well. And then in terms of reports, you can run your profit and loss, balance sheet, trial balance, your budgets, journal entries report. There's also a full audit trail. As I said earlier, if you are VAT registered, you'll be able to run your VAT returns and reports here. So this screen shows you your current period, previous periods, and then your reports. 201 is what you'd normally submit to SARS. And then reports is basically giving you all the reports we've already discussed. It's just giving you another way to view it from here if you wish to as well. And one thing I want to make note of before we close off on accounting is analysis codes. So this is a very powerful tool that we have available. It basically works very similar to projects where you can create 3 descriptions, and under each description you can create unlimited categories. So how this works is that you will be able to link these categories to any transaction within Sage, and once it's linked, you'll be able to run your profit and loss specific to analysis code, and you can also compare it with the budget. So we're going to say yearly. These are your different analysis codes that it gives you the ability to select or choose from. So if we're selecting Durban, for example, marketing, and then we're saying accounting, and then we want to compare it with a budget. So you can create multiple budgets per project, even if that's the details you would like to see. Select your budget. You'll compare or display budget variance as well, and then we'll view this report. You'll see that it gives you so much more detailed as opposed to just running your basic profit and loss report. Here we're running it specific to a department, etc. And it's also giving us the budget to tell us if we're in line or out of line. So here you see these are the categories. Also bear in mind, you don't have to use all of the categories. You can only use one if one is what you need and have multiple linked to it. So this is basically what it looks like. I'm so sorry for all my zeros. You can see my company is really sad, but I'm sure you get the drift in terms of how it will reflect actual budget variance specific to the analysis codes. To create budgets, you'll come here to company budgets, and this is where you'd add your budgets. Assets is not an asset. We does not calculate depreciation. It's just an asset register. So you can also just keep a note of all of your assets. It gives you the ability to import, export, and then you can also bring in opening balances from here. So that's basically accounting. While I'm busy going to log into payroll, if there's any questions, you guys can then just ask me for accounting so long. If not, that's fine. We'll go ahead. Payroll is going to be a quick one because it is pretty basic in terms of what we can do from that one. And then if there's questions thereafter, we'll go through it. So here's all the companies I created. So remember how Sage Business Cloud Payroll works is that it works specific to the number of employees you have, not the number of companies you have. So you can have 100 companies and have 50 employees among the 100. That's fine. You'll just pay for 50 employees. So when you create your company, it will give you the ability to create the cycles that you need. So these are the 3 cycles that is available. Sorry about my wording here. It's supposed to be fortnightly, weekly, and then monthly. Sorry about that though. But those are the cycles that can be created. And if we go into it, that means we're now dealing with the people that will be linked to our monthly group. So here it shows I have 7 employees currently that's active. Let's just cancel this support inquiry. Okay, so under company, you have your company details. Pretty straightforward. Put in your company information, your logo, things like that. You can manage your pay periods from here. So it'll basically show you your cycle pay periods that you would have created, and you can add more if needed. Benefit funds is also available. So this is in terms of either a pension or a provident fund that you need to add for your employees, where it calculates based on a percentage or a fixed amount. And if the calculation is company contribution and employee or employee themselves, you can set that up accordingly. Global payslip definitions is basically all of the transaction codes that is available here. So let's say, for example, you are giving out not a bonus, but like an incentive, and you want it to be called something specific, like overperformance incentive, and that's what you want it to be called on the payslip. What you can come do in here is you can actually come and duplicate another earning, another deduction, fringe benefit, whatever the case may be, by clicking on this little paper icon, and it will create a duplicate like this where you can go in and change the name to say over performance bonus, for example. So you can change the name on all of the options. Like at the top, I just want to show you. It says the description, report description, payslip print description, all of those things. So you can go and set it up accordingly so that it's available for you to process on the payslip if you need to use that particular description. Employee information, very straightforward as well. Let me just show you quickly what that looks like. So personal details for your employee, contact information, as well as work address and contact details, payment details if you're paying them cash, check, electronic transfer, ACB or net cash. You'll notice net cash is everywhere. That is also a third party that can be used to pay your employees via net cash so that it's easier for you as well. Employment details and tax information that you'll insert in here. Very important to read all of this in terms of SDL, retired, exclude from tax certificate submission, etc., and select what is applicable. ETI, we normally don't advise you to touch this unless you are registered for ETI, and then you'd put in the hours and the rates for your employee. So if we look at the payslip, I just want to show you what the processing screen looks like and how easy it is to actually go in and process your payslip. So basically, if you need to add in an earning, you'll click on the plus and you'll choose what type of earning it is that you're adding on. Remember, I mentioned earlier, if you don't find an option here that you're looking for, you basically go create it. So it says here, go create the definition under global payslip definitions. Once you put in the salary, the system will automatically calculate the tax, the UIF, SDL if applicable as well, and then you can add in anything else if needed. So let's say we're paying overtime, right? And this is for 2 hours, or double rather. What am I saying? Double. So I want to pay 5 hours. It automatically brings up the rate and it calculates it times 2. Or you can put, say, I want to pay however much for however many months. You can do that as well. So it basically allows you, it's very flexible in terms of how you would like to pay, whether it's based on the rates you've inserted or whether it's a specific rate that you want to manually add. And if we say okay, you're going to notice it will add in that figure. The tax will automatically adjust based on what you've created or added on. Your private RA will be added in here. Medical aid is also available, even if it's private or with the company. You can set it up for your employees here. Transactions is basically all the transactions that you would have processed as well as the year-to-date information. And then we also have leave available here. So you will be able to set up leave. Unfortunately, it's not an ESS system, so the payroll administrator will have to come and say add new transaction, select the different or the leave option applicable, the dates, add in an attachment if needed, and basically upload. And that's how you would upload leave for your employees. There's also full reporting on it, so you'll also be able to run reports. So here under company leave setup is where you'd go set up the leave. Under payroll, before we go any further, your ACB option is here. So ACB basically means the system will create a file for you to export from Sage and import directly into your banking to pay your employees. So instead of you doing a manual EFT and checking the figures every month and trying to decide, am I paying them correctly? Am I paying them less or more? You basically set up the ACB file, you export it into your banking and it pays, or you can use Netcash to pay directly from Netcash as well. When you're done, you can roll over to the new processing period. And then from here, you can also print or email the pay slips. So it does give you that ability. If you're using accounting, you basically integrate payroll to accounting with journal entries for your payroll will automatically move over. So you're not doing anything manually in terms of capturing the payroll journals. And then reports, which is something very important and that everybody looks for. Okay, so if we look at the payslip report, so here is where you'd also be able to print your payslips and email it to your employees. You can password protect it, where it would be the ID numbers or the date of birth. You can choose on that one. Financial reports here, so your payroll totals, employee variance, payroll variance, retirement funding, year-to-date, net pay, EMP 201, as well as consolidated. There is a bunch of leave reports that you can generate as well. Employee information in terms of their details, birthdays, and the employee listing. Company details that you would have set up. Audit trail, if you have more than one payroll administrator, you can run the audit trail to see who had processed what. And then your tax recon, which is your EMP 501. From here, you can submit your UIF declaration, where it is emailed to the Department of Labor, and a copy will be emailed to your email address as well. And under more is your tax certificates that you will be able to generate twice a year for your employees. Data take on is where you can go in to actually import your employees. So you'll go to create template, you'll say employee details. This is the basic information that we need, of course, but if you need to know more details like first name, ID number, passport number, you just click on it and it drops down here like that. You'll create the file and use the same file to actually go in and import. So yeah, that's basically it in terms of payroll and accounting. Over to you, Delight. Thank you guys so much.
Thanks again, Magesh. Thanks for sharing. I will hand over to Ibrahim, but if there are any questions, please feel free to go ahead. I will also send a short mailer after the program to your email addresses, just if you want to engage further on this topic. Thanks again for coming through.
Thank you, Delight, and thank you so much, Mageshni. That was a very high-level presentation, and I'm sure all of us are happy. And after this, we are going to take control of our business finances the sage way, the better way. So at this moment, of course, as promised, the mics are open, the cameras are open. Feel free to share anything. Any concern, any question, maybe you didn't understand anywhere, or you need a clarification, either related to the webinar or related to maybe your business, feel free. We are all ears, and we are here to support you. But before then, I see Jerry, your hand is up. Please come in. Thank you.
Thank you for acknowledging me, Ibrahim. Yeah, Delight, and for you, I know that these people that joined us late, so this is a recorded session, I would assume. Okay, cool. And so that will be shared with him.
Yes, it will. Thank you very much for that.
All right. Yeah. Thank you, Jerry. This is a recorded session and it will be shared immediately after this. Any questions? Feel free. If you are among us, feel free just to raise any concern. No question is small, no question is big. We are here to support you. All right. So I'll take that as we are all satisfied. But if you have any doubts, feel free to engage with us across, as Delight has mentioned, across the region. We are in South Africa, we are in Botswana, we are in Zimbabwe, we are in Zambia. And across the region, we have support services that can take care of your needs in any way possible. But before then, I would love to acknowledge the presence of our EXCO team, our management, led by Mr. Mchanyu and Mr. Tangawarima. If you have any word for our guests and or for our speakers, feel free to come in. Maybe Mr. Tangawarima or Mr. Mchanyu.
Hi, Ibrahim. Thanks a lot. No words really from my side, but just to thank you, team, Omni team, for organizing this event, and also to extend our gratitude and thanks to the Sage team to partner with us. We are going to be having a lot of these events happening across the region, and we are also banking on the Sage team to be supporting us. So thanks to Delight and Team SA, and the regional team that has also joined. I see quite a number of our team members who have joined from different countries, and the delegates that have joined us today, and the time that you have taken to be with us, listening to our presentations, and also getting to acquaint yourself with the products and the solutions that we are serving across the globe. I think the words from Ibrahim that we are not only present in South Africa, that's what I would probably want to echo again, to say if you have got a business that is running in South Africa and you've got branches in Zambia, in Botswana, in Zimbabwe, in Malawi, we are all there, and we've got a team in those countries that can help you with your systems and solutions that you would need. So just to thank everyone who has joined, and more to the customers that are with us today, and everyone have a great day, and thanks to the Sage team. Thank you.
Only a pleasure. Have a great day, everyone.
Yes.
Cheers, guys.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you. Cheers. Have a good one.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.